Sugar can take you faster to the end of your life. This is not clickbait. These are real risks you need to know if you're over 60 or caring for someone who is. By the end of this video, you'll know which everyday sugars are quietly harmful, the specific ways they affect older bodies and brains, and 5 practical swaps that actually reduce risk. No willpower gym required. I'll also reveal one commonly trusted low sugar swap that could be making things worse, and why the label sugar-free isn't always the safe choice for older adults. Stay with me. I'll explain that near the end. Why seniors are uniquely vulnerable. As we age, our bodies change, and those changes make sugar's effects more dangerous. Seniors tend to have slower metabolism, reduced muscle mass, which affects how glucose is used, and a higher chance of insulin resistance. Combine that with common age-related issues like existing heart disease, high blood pressure, weakened immune response, and sometimes early cognitive decline. And even moderate added sugar intake can push the balance toward disease. Here's a clear rule of thumb from global health experts. Free or added sugars should make up less than 10% of total daily calories, with further benefits under 5%. About 25 grams or 6 teaspoons for most adults. That guideline exists because excess sugar is linked to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease, conditions that are especially damaging in later life. Later I'll show how a single daily soda, what seems like just a treat, can translate into significantly higher long-term risk for a senior. You'll be surprised at the math. Top 5 hidden dangers explained. 1. Cardiovascular strain. Sugar fuels the heart's enemies. Excess sugar contributes to weight gain, raises triglycerides, and can reduce good HDL cholesterol, all of which increase heart disease risk. For seniors who already have an elevated baseline cardiovascular risk, added sugar accelerates plaque buildup and inflammation that underpins heart attacks and strokes. Multiple large reviews link higher added sugar intake with higher cardiovascular mortality. 2. Type 2 diabetes and poor blood glucose control. Seniors are already at higher risk of impaired glucose tolerance. Regular spikes from sugary drinks and desserts stress insulin-producing systems. Once diabetes appears, complications, kidney disease, vision loss, nerve damage, become real threats. Also stress that even without diabetes, frequent sugar highs and lows worsen energy, mood, and recovery from illness. 3. Cognitive decline, the sugar-brain connection. Emerging research finds a consistent association between high added sugar diets and worse memory, poorer global cognitive scores, and a higher risk of dementia in older adults. While not every study proves direct causation, patterns show that diets high in refined sugars and sugar-sweetened beverages are linked to accelerated brain aging and cognitive decline. That makes sugar one modifiable risk factor we can act on today. In one surprising large study, midlife sugar habits predicted later dementia risk, showing that choices decades earlier matter. I'll unpack that timeline next. 4. Chronic inflammation and weakened immunity. High sugar intake promotes inflammatory signals in the body. In seniors, chronic inflammation is linked with frailty, slower healing, and worse outcomes from infections. Remember how older adults were hit harder during recent infectious outbreaks? Sugar can amplify those inflammatory pathways, making recovery slower and increasing complication risks. 5. Bone health, frailty, and dental decline. Excessive sugar can indirectly affect bone health, displacing nutrient-rich foods, promoting inflammation, and sometimes increasing urinary calcium loss. For seniors, smaller losses in bone density raise fracture risk with big consequences for independence. Also include dental risks. Cavities and gum disease impair eating, nutrition, and general health. Misleading alternatives. Sugar-free and artificial sweeteners. Many seniors switch to diet sodas or sugar-free snacks, thinking they're safer. But recent research flags potential long-term cognitive and metabolic concerns from some artificial sweeteners and sugar alcohols when consumed in large amounts. Some studies even link higher sweetener use with faster cognitive decline. Not because they're sugar, but because they can still affect metabolism, gut microbiome, and appetite regulation. The key takeaway: swapping sugar for a processed, zero-calorie alternative isn't automatically healthier. Whole food swaps are better. Practical, senior-friendly swaps and a 7-day mini plan. You don't need miracle willpower, you need simple swaps that stick. Swap sugary drinks for infused water or unsweetened tea. If taste is the issue, add a slice of orange or a sprig of mint. Replace one dessert a day or week with a fresh fruit bowl plus nuts. Fruit gives fiber, vitamins, and slow-release sugars. Choose whole grain breakfasts over sugary cereals. Oat-based porridge with cinnamon is filling and stabilizes blood sugar. Read labels. Watch for hidden sugars, maltose, dextrose, syrups. Aim for as close to WHO's less than 10% recommendation as practical. If you have diabetes or heart disease, talk to your doctor before major diet changes. But reducing added sugar is almost always helpful. 7-day mini plan. Provide one concrete swap per day, and e.g. day 1, water instead of morning juice. Day 2, swap sweetened yogurt for plain yogurt plus berries. Day 3, cinnamon on porridge. Day 4, carry nuts instead of candy. Day 5, baked apple with cinnamon. Day 6, bulk cook lean protein and veggies. Reduces temptation. Day 7, treat day. One small portion of favorite dessert. Let's recap. Sugar isn't just cavities and empty calories. For seniors, it can speed up heart disease, diabetes, inflammation, cognitive decline, and frailty. The good news, many of these risks are modifiable with small, sustainable changes. Start by cutting one sugary item this week and try the 7-day mini plan. Track how you feel. Remember the sugar-free caveat? If you choose zero-calorie alternatives, do it mindfully. Whole food swaps, berries, nuts, spices are safest, and some sweeteners may carry risks of their own. If this video helped, hit like, subscribe, and click the bell. We release practical, evidence-based health tips for seniors every week. Drop a comment. What sugar swap will you try this week? I'll read and reply.